Alrighty. So any pains or injuries I should know about today before we start? Good? Okay. All right, good day, everyone. This is Stephen Chang coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand, as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through ubindi.com, and if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10, and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information on the bottom of the video, as well as my website, simhayoga.com. Today's class is open flow. It is level 1, level 2. If you're working with any kind of special conditions or limitations, make sure that you do modify or skip poses altogether, making good decisions about your movement practice so that you don't create any injuries or perpetuate any injuries. Now, if your hips or your lower back are tight, please elevate and sit up on some blocks, some blankets. It'll make it easier for you to sit up tall. Okay? Palms face up. Fingers come together, mudra. Thumb and index fingers touching. And as you ground evenly through your seat, elongate through your spine. And let your inhales even out with your exhales. As you smooth out your breath, let the breath help you start to quiet your mind. And with the inhale, let the crown of the head reach upwards toward the sky as you lengthen. And with the exhale, grounding firmly and evenly through your seat. Inhaling again, expansion of your lungs in all directions. And then with the exhale, empty it all out. Continue to take the next few breaths at your own pace. Three ohms together. Inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer in front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart, chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Sarva Vushtan, Gatopiwa, Gatopiwa, Yaha Smarit, Yaha Smarit, Pundrikaksham, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Sapahya, Vishendraha, Vishendraha, Suchihi, Suchihi. Beginning to open the eyes and let the palms face up again. Fingers come back together in mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Elongate through the left side of the neck. And then chin toward the right shoulder. Continue to pull gently to the back of the head, stretching your neck. Release back to center. Drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand to the right side. And then chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the left hand. Chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side. Roll it back. Opposite side, roll center. A few more rounds in the same direction. And then one more giant circle, chin back toward the chest and pause. And then taking the opposite direction. And then back to center again. Lifting the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Extend the legs forward, separating your feet. Hands supporting to either side of you as you sit up tall and turning your toes toward each other, and then roll them out. Draw in, roll out, draw in, outer rotation, circling the ankles. And come back to center, switch them around, inner rotations. And back to center again, cross your shins, but take the opposite shin on top, the other crossing of the legs. And then take the arms up high, extend, exhale, twist to the right. Take back to center, arms up. Exhale, twist to your left. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take it back up, other side. Back to center again. Legs forward and forward fold, grabbing your feet, ankles, or your shins. And so if your hamstrings or your lower back are tight, you might want to bend your knees and then keep a lengthy spine, a neutral spine, as you make your way forward, stretching your lower back. And make your way back up. Swing the legs back behind you, hands and knees. So separating your hands about shoulders width, fingers wide spread, middle fingers point forward. Knees about hips width distance, and tuck your toes under. On the inhale, draw the navel down, raise your tail, raise the back of the head. On the exhale, round the spine, chin toward the chest. Inhale, arch your spine, and this is your cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, it's your cat pose. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. 2 more times. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Come back to neutral spine. Lift the knees, down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg up, 3-legged dog. On the exhale, right knee in toward the nose as you round the spine 3 times. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, knee in toward the nose. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, right knee in and hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up. Open up the hips and bend the right knee. So as you stack your hips, right hip over your left, right knees reaching upwards toward the sky, left heels reaching downwards toward the floor. Raise your right leg back up. Step the right foot forward. Warrior 1. So the back heel comes down at an angle, lunging your right knee directly over the heel, vertical line, and arms up toward the sky, warrior 1. Inhale, lengthen front leg, reach up higher. Exhale, bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Keep the arms reaching up. Bend the front knee as your warrior 1, arms up. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior, bend the front knee a little bit more. Good. Right arm reaching up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. You can modify right arm to top of the right leg, or if you can touch down easily, right hand to the floor, left arm reaching up. Inhale all the way back up, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, 1 breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the hands alongside the rib cage. 3 progressive cobras. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. So your belly and your lower ribs stay on the floor. On the exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Belly, lower ribs away from the floor. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. If you have full extension of your arms for cobra, take it. If that's too deep, you have to keep your elbows bending. Keep your elbows bending. All the way down. And then child's pose. Feet toward the heels and fold forward. And take it back up. Down dog. Hips up toward the sky. Inhale, left heel up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose. So note this, as you shift your shoulders over your wrists, you're coming high up on your right tiptoes, and you're rounding the spine. Inhale, kick it up, three-legged dog. Two more times. Left knee in toward the nose and round. Inhale, kick up. Left knee in toward the nose. And holding here, so you're rounding the spine, chin toward the chest, and you're high up on your right tiptoes. And then inhale, kick it back up. Open up the hips and bend the left knee. Staying here. So may I adjust you a little bit? So you want to stack the hips and raise your left knee up toward the sky. Up, up, up. Good. All right. Raise your left leg back up. Three-legged dog. Stepping your left foot forward. Warrior one. Ground the back heel down at an angle so you can anchor down through that heel. Lunge your left knee over the heel and arms up high, extending. Now, keeping the torso vertical. On the inhale, land here in front leg, reach up high. Keep the torso vertical. Exhale, bend the arms alongside the body. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the arms alongside the body. Inhale, reach up, keep the arms reaching. Bend in the front knee. This is your warrior one. Keep the front knee bending like this. Open it up for warrior two. Notice the back leg is fully extended, and it's the front knee that bends. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Left arm to top of the left leg, or the hand to the floor if you can touch down easily, and right arm reaching up. Inhale, all the way back up, reverse warrior. And then hands to the floor, left foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to belly. So again, 3 progressive cobras, a little bit higher every time. On the inhale, lift up baby cobra. So your belly and lower ribs stay on the floor. On the exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. So your belly, lower ribs away from the floor. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. If you have full extension of your arms, so cobra, you can take it. Otherwise, keep your elbows bending. And all the way down, child's pose. Feet toward the heels and fold. And then take it back up to down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Open up the hips and bend the right knee. So you're stacking your hips. Exhale, right knee to the outside of the right arm and touch 3 times. Kick the right leg up. Right knee to the outside of the right arm and touch. Kick it back up. This time, right knee outside the right arm and stay here. 3, 2, 1. Kick back up. Stepping your right foot forward. Warrior one. So again, ground the back heel down. Rise up and extend. Arms up. Good. Left hand catching your right wrist. Extend up and side bend to your left. Pull actively with your left hand so you're getting lengthy through the right side. Take it back up. Switch hands. Extend. Side bend to your left. Take it back up to vertical. Warrior one. Open it up. Warrior two. Keep the right toes pointing forward. Lengthen out the right leg. Triangle. Right hand to top of the shins if you need the modification, or if you can touch down easily, right hand to the floor. Inhale all the way back up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back plank. This time we'll take a full push-up. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Roll over your toes. You're on the tops of the feet. Keep the thighs off the floor. Up dog. Exhale, roll it back down dog. Left heel up. Open up the hips. Bend the left knee. Yeah, there you go. Bend the knee more. And then lift the left knee up. Good, there you go. Then left knee to the outside of the left arm and touch 3 times. Inhale, kick up. Left knee outside of the left arm and touch. Kick it back up. Left knee outside of the left arm and holding it this time. 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up. Step in. Your left foot forward. Warrior one. Ground the back heel down. Keep the left knee bending. Arms up high. Now try to keep the torso vertical, right? So when we're taking warrior poses, we try not to lean forward unless we mean to, right? So there is a pose where you do lean forward, but otherwise it's always vertical. Right hand catching left wrist, pull up, keep a vertical spine, and side bend to the right. Yvonne, the other direction first. That's correct, that's correct. Take it back up, switch hands, extend, side bending to your left. Good. Come back to vertical, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Lengthen out the left leg, triangle pose. Left hand to the top of the shin or to the floor if you can touch down easily, right arm reaching up. Inhale, take it all the way back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, left foot stepping back plank. So push up this time. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, push up, chaturanga. Roll over your toes, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right heel up. This time, knee comes into twist and touch your left arm. 3 times. Kick it up. Knee comes into twist. Kick it up. Knee comes into twist. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up. Stepping your right foot forward. Warrior one. Bend your right elbow. Left hand to right elbow. Side bending. Left. Take it back up. Switch arms. Side bending right. Back to center. Wrap the hands back behind you. Interlace. Broaden your shoulders. Reach your knuckles back. Gaze up. And keep the front knee bending. Yeah, there you go. And then bow forward. Devotional warrior. Inhale. Take it back up. Warrior one. Open it up. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Half moon. Right hand forward about a foot. Loop off to right side. Tip forward to balance. Reaching left heel back. Raising left arm up and extend. What you can do is this. Step the left foot in a little bit closer. Take the right hand forward about a foot. Loop off to right side. And gently tip the weight forward and raise your leg. There you go. Left arm up. Good. May I help you again? Okay. Left arm up. Good. So as you stack your left side over your right. Good. Keep the gaze looking to the floor, and you look down to the floor. It'll be easier for you to balance. Okay. All right. Step it back. Warrior two. All right. So that's a difficult one for those of us who don't relate to that shape, right? It's a very different shape for the body. So sometimes it's very tricky. All right. You do a few times, it'll start to make sense. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then hands to the floor. Side plank. Right foot stepping back. Walk your feet in together. Roll onto outside the left hand, left foot. Right arm up. Side plank. Take the right hand down. Switch sides. Left arm up. Side plank. Take back to plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, push up. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg up. Left knee comes into twist. Touch your right arm 3 times. Kick it up. Left knee comes into twist. Kick it up. Left knee comes into twist. Holding. 3, 2, 1. Kick it back up. Stepping your left foot forward. Warrior one. Ground the back heel down. Arms up high and extend. Bend your left elbow. Right hand to left elbow. Side bend to the right. Take it back up. extend, switch arms, side bend to your left. Take it back up, warrior one. Wrap the hands back behind you, interlace with the opposite thumb on top. Broaden your shoulders, reach your knuckles back, gaze up. Bow forward, devotional warrior. Take it all the way back up. Warrior one. Open it up. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Half moon. Left hand forward about a foot, elbow up to left side. So you can always step the right foot in a little bit closer. Left hand forward to the corner of the mat. Keep the gaze looking to the floor to help you to balance. As you shift forward, standing on the left leg, raise your right arm up, right heel back, and you want to stack the right side over your left. So you want to open. So there you go. Extend the leg fully if you can. There you go. Oop. All right, if you keep the gaze looking to the floor, it really helps to balance, like this. All right, as soon as you start to look up, you start to lose your balance oftentimes, so keep the gaze. But you're in the wrong shape. Your foot should be way forward. All right, so there should be about a foot's distance. Yeah, there you go. All right, whatever you need. All right, beginning to step it back. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Hands to your floor, left foot stepping back plank. Side plank, roll on to the outside of the right hand, right foot, left arm up. This time, you're going to take the left palm to face down and reach forward. Pick up the left foot and point the toes to the back of the room. So you're extending through your left side. Take it back to plank. Switch sides. Roll onto the left hand, left foot, right arm up. Right palm face down, reach forward. Lift the right foot, point the toes back, and extend. Take it back to plank. Inhale one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Walk your feet forward toward your hands. Come to the front of the mat, separating your feet about mat's width distance. Then left hand comes to center, creating a tripod. Bend your left knee, keep the right leg extended, and raise your right arm up to twist. Right hand behind you, half bind and twist deeper. Raise your right arm up, right hand to floor. Switch sides. Right hand to center, bend your right knee, straighten out your left leg, left arm up to twist. Left hand behind you, half bind. Release, left arm up, left hand to the floor, both hands down. Square off, sway out your hips, side to side. All right, come back to center to stillness. Bend your knees, let the feet drop a little bit. Lift the head, lift the upper back so you have a more neutral spine. Extend the arms out to a T. And holding it here. Your tail's reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward, arms out to the side. Strong through your legs. Then lift the upper torso. So now you're about 45 degrees. Keep the knees bent, as if you were swimming. Reach the arms forward, swim the arms back. Reach the arms forward, swim the arms back. 5 times. Forward and back is 3. Forward and back is 4. Forward, back is 5. Reach the arms forward again. Lengthen out the legs. Lift all the way up and take it into a slight back bend. Come back up to vertical. Side bend to the right. Back to center. Side bend to your left. Back to center. Step the left foot into the middle. Draw the right heel back, bending your right knee. With your left hand, grab the inside of the right foot. Then reach your right arm out to a T. And as you lean forward, take the torso to parallel the floor And then open up the knee to the right side. So this is airplane warrior 3. Keep the gaze looking to the floor to check the balance. I know, it's very difficult. Yeah. Yeah, stay right there. You don't need to go any more than that. Yeah, just hold it there if you can. All right, so start to come back up and step the right foot all the way back. Warrior 1. Open it up. Warrior 2. Lengthen out the left leg. Turn the left toes to the right side. Now let's check your toes. Your toes should be slightly closer, pointed toward each other than your heels. So you're slightly pigeon-toed. The reason for that is when your heels are wider than your toes, right, you get a little bit better extension through the outer legs. So you don't want to turn too much inwards, just a little bit. Hands to the hips. Lift up into a slight back bend. Come back to vertical and bend your knees at the seat, drop a little bit. And then lean forward through a straighter spine and then let the hands come to the floor first. Once you have your hands down, on the inhale, lengthen the legs, lengthen your torso. And then on the exhale, keep that neutral spine in your torso, hinge at the hips, and draw forward into the forward fold. Let the head release. Keep your hands supporting. So try to lengthen out the legs a little bit more if you can. Good. Can you lengthen instead of bend? Yeah. Yep. Don't walk it any wider than that. Keep it there. Good. But lengthen the legs. Keep your hands on the floor. Shift back forward. Good. And lengthen the legs. Yes, yes, yes. The best you can. So now you're feeling for the back of the legs, right? And that's what you're looking for. Good. Yvonne, lean forward just a little bit with your torso. May I adjust you? There you go. So with that, now your seat is lined up with the heels. You should feel a little bit better extension to the back of the legs. Right? So naturally, we lean back a little bit too much because that makes it easier, right? But if you lean forward a little bit, you get a better the back of the leg stretch. All right? With the hands on the floor, you're going to walk the right hand in toward the center again, creating a tripod. Then raise your left arm up to twist. Left hand to the floor, switch sides, right arm up to twist. Right hand comes back down. So with both hands supporting, you're going to bend the knees, let the seat drop a little bit. Then lift the head, lift the upper back. So with a neutral spine, you're going to shift away back toward the heels, and through the strength of the legs in a neutral spine, begin to make your way up carefully. Arms out to a T, turn the left toes back forward, coming back to warrior 2, reverse warrior, and then hands to the floor, left foot, stepping back plank, and lower all the way down to the belly. Reach your fingertips back, reach your toes back, Shalabhasana, locust pose. Lift the head, lift the upper back. Lift your feet, lift your thighs, and then lift your hands as well. Crown of the head reaching forward, your fingertips and your tail and your toes are reaching back in opposition, lifting as high as you can. Holding here for another 3, 2, and 1. All the way down, tuck the toes under. Press back up into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walk your feet forward toward your hands to the front of the mat again. Separate your feet about mat width distance. This time, bend both knees. Press your right elbow to inside the right knee, right hand to the inside the left knee, and squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. So now your right forearm is a resistance, right? And your quads are activated. Reach your left arm up to twist. Squeeze your thighs. Squeeze. Yeah. Now your quads are activated. Left hand down, right hand down. Lengthen out the legs and sway your hips side to side. Give yourself a little bit of a release. All right, coming back. Bend both knees again. Left elbow to the inside of the left knee. Left hand to the inside of the right knee and squeeze. So you want to use your left forearm as resistance, and you want to squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. Raise right arm up to twist. Right hand comes back down, left hand down. And again, straighten out your legs, sway it out side to side. Come back to stillness. Bend both knees again. Tails reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward. This time, extend the arms forward. Then lift the upper torso, so your torso is about 45 degrees. Interlace your fingers and reach your palms forward. Strong for your quads, right? Really burns. Then release, switch your fingers, opposite thumb on top, press forward once again. 2 more breaths. Then as you release, inhale, lengthen out the legs, lift all the way up, and slight back bend. Back to center, side bend to your left. Back to center, side bend to the right. Back to center again. Step the right foot in, draw the left heel back. Reach your right hand to grab the inside of the left foot. Good. Stand and balance first. Good. Then left arm out to the side. Then as you lean forward, torso is about parallel to the floor. Also think about opening up the left knee over to left side. This is your airplane, warrior 3. All right, so Devashi's learned it from between the first side and the second side. You lost your balance, right? You can still do the work without losing your balance if you keep the gaze looking down, right? All right, let's start to break. Release. Step the left foot all the way back. Warrior 1. Open it up. Warrior 2. Straddling for a bend. Lengthen out the right leg. Turn the right toes to the left side. So again, check that your toes are slightly closer than your heels. Hands to the hips. Lift up into a back bend. Then come up to vertical. Bend the knees a little bit. And then hinge at the hips with a straighter spine. Let the hands come to the floor once your hands are down. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lengthen your legs. So make sure you're, again, not leaning too far back. And then on the exhale, forward fold. All right, as you take the next few breaths, with every breath, maybe finding more stretch, releasing the crown of the head and the upper torso a little bit more towards the floor. All right, this time with the hands supporting, you're going to walk your hands over to the left side. So the left hand supporting to the floor, right hand to grab the outer left ankle, and then pulling toward the left leg the best you can. Nice, Devashi. So let's come back here. All right, if you can't walk all the way to the side, that's okay. Just try not to bend the knee too much. Just stay here anywhere so that you can support. Keep the leg as extended as possible. And right hand to grab onto your left leg anywhere, and then gently pull toward that leg. All right, see how you lengthen out this leg and you bend the knee? Try to keep them both even the best you can. There you go. Yeah, good. All right, so now you're hoping to stretch the back of the left leg. All right, square back to center. All right, so let's make sure both legs are symmetrical, right? Both are relatively the same length. Then walk over to the right side the best you can. And then left hand to grab anywhere to outer right leg, and then gently pull toward the right leg. Yeah, there you go. And also, I think maybe you started walking too wide. Walk it in a little bit. Yeah, there you go. best you can. Good. Take a few more breaths here. All right, walk back to center. So again, with both hands supporting, bend at the knees, let the feet drop a little bit. Lift the head, lift the upper back. So with the neutral spine, you're going to shift away back toward the heels. And with the strength of the legs and neutral spine, make your way up. And the warrior two. Arms forward, right arm forward, turn the right toes forward, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Either repeat what we did earlier, or you're going to bend your knees and grab the outer feet. Good. When you're ready, lift the head, lift the upper back, kick your feet up, and lift the upper torso. There you go. So this is your bow pose. And release all the way down. Hands alongside the rib cage. Tuck your toes. Press back up into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Again, walk your feet forward toward your hands to the front of the mat. This time, feet together, knees together. Then bend the knees. Rise up to chair. Feet together as well. Yeah. Hands together in prayer. Twist to the right. Hook the left arm to outer right knee. Hands together in prayer and twist. Right? If that's too difficult, you can take the left hand to outer right leg. Right hand behind you in a higher position. Keep the knees bent. Yep. And then twist. There you go. Torso forward, torso forward, torso forward. There you go. All right, so notice my torso is lined up with my hip, right? Whereas before you were like this. So you really need to be like this, okay? Yeah. So I guess every time you repeat it, just adjust it a little bit better. All right, inhale back to center, arms up. Lengthen out the legs, slightly tilting back, and this should give your legs a little bit of a rest. Back to center, stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee, tree pose. Open up the knee to right side. Grab that foot, take it in the left leg. All right, you can always keep the gaze looking to the floor to help you to balance, and then just grab that foot, take it in the left leg. Once you have a stable position, then you're ready to take the arms up and out. Good, and holding here for balance. And then raise the arms back up. Warrior three to step back to warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Hands to floor. Left foot stepping back plank. Same plank. Shoulders over your wrists. Heels, right? So draw your torso forward. Good. Plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga for 3, 2, 1. Up dog. Down dog. I see. Walk your feet forward toward your hands, coming to the front of the mat again. Oh, just know that my class is not so easy, right? So if I'm beating you up a little bit, it's because I see potential. All right? Bend the knees, chair, arms up. Now, in your chair, notice that your torso and your legs are lined up, right? So you want to try to keep this alignment. You're going to take the hands together in prayer, twist to your left, and you're going to hook the right arm to outer left leg and twist. So again, your torso is leaning straight forward, lined up with the hips. Now, if this is difficult, you can always elevate a little bit by taking the right hand to outer left leg, left hand behind you, and twist in a slightly higher position. There you go. Right, watch those knees, right? Good, keep it there. Good, best you can. 2 more breaths. All right, inhale, square back. Lengthen out the legs. Lift up slightly, leaning back. There's a neutralization. Come back to vertical. Stepping on the right foot. Pick up the left knee. Open out to side, grabbing that foot. Take it to inner right leg. Keep the gaze at any fixed point, and when you're ready, arms up and out. And holding here. And transitioning through warrior 3 to step back, so arms up. You're going to reach your left heel all the way back. Stay in the balance. And then with control, step it back into warrior 1. Open it up, warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back. Plank. This time we're taking the forearm plank. So lower your forearms to the floor. And you're holding here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips all the way down. Sphinx pose. You're going to grab opposite elbows. So that's about shoulders width with your arms, right? Taking your forearms back down. Check that then your shoulder and your elbows line up in the vertical line, so you have 90 degrees with your arms. Right? And the forearms down. Good. Then think about pressing your belly and your lower ribs toward the floor, and that will straighten your lower back a little bit more, flattening down, and then pressing your forearms down to lift your chest in opposition. Now gaze is to the floor slightly ahead of you so that the back of the neck is a little bit longer, because if you look straight forward, you're actually crunching the back of the neck, right? But if you look down, you actually give yourself a little bit more straight space to the back of your cervical spine. So Yvonne, elbows forward just a little bit. That's good. And then Devashish, elbows in toward each other a little bit. There you go. Right? When you look forward, you see your elbows are a little bit wide before. Now your elbows are lined up with your shoulders, and that's what we want. 3 more breaths. And so with Yvonne, right, before your elbows were a little bit drawn back like this. So now you've adjusted them forward a little bit better. Good. All right, to release, you're going to press your hands down, lift the elbows up a little bit, draw the elbows out so you can lower your chest, walk your hands back, and then child's pose. Nice and slow, slow, slow. Right, so we're in that back bend for a little bit. So when you now come into a forward bend, you just want to go slow to stretch in the opposite direction. Then begin to walk your hands in. Camel pose. So give yourself 1 fist distance between your knees. Then you're going to stand on your knees and tuck your toes under. Then with your hands to your lower back, your palms are to your lower back, and your fingers are rounding the top of the glutes. Draw the elbows back so that broadens your chest. Lean the hips slightly forward, and that activates your quads. And then as you lean the hips forward, the upper torso leans back, gently looking up. So this is a back bend. Now this is too easy for you, and you want to go further, right? You can reach back for your heels. Right? If that's too much of a reach, you can always come back here, okay? Okay, good. Good. back up. Walk your hands forward. And then down dog. Raise your right leg up. Step the right foot forward between your hands. Left knee comes down to the floor. Untuck the back toes. Walk your hands to the top of the thighs. So you want to lunge your hips forward to get into the quad stretch. Good. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Now, as you lunge your hips forward, you want to press your hands into your thighs and think about your belly drawing away from the thighs, and that will be the beginning of your back bend. Let's hold it here. Hands to the top of the thighs, and then lean the upper torso back. There you go. So now you're going into a back bend. As you lean the hips forward for the quad stretch, you're coming up and back into a back bend. Good. Let's take a few more breaths here. So we can all benefit from a little bit more stretch into the quads, into the hips, into the psoas, right? So with the psoas, it's this attachment, right? And oftentimes when we have lower back stretch, it's not only because we have a weaker back, it's because we don't have enough flexibility through the psoas, right? And stretching the psoas. So by stretching the psoas, giving yourself a little bit more length, it might sometimes help us with back issues if we tend to have back issues. All right, releasing your hands to the floor, to the inside of the right foot. Turn your right toes out at an angle, and the right side also turns out at about the same angle. Walk your left hand a little bit wider, plant your palm to your floor, and raise your right arm up to twist, right hand behind you. So notice that the hips are still lunging forward for the quad stretch, but now you're adding a rotation as well as a back bend. If this is good, you can stay here. If you're adding on, you can bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand and then kick the foot away from you. Now, if you cannot reach, right, just stay here in this pose. Right? If you're not able to bend the knee to grab the foot, partially it has to do with not a lot of flexibility in your quads, right, and in your hips. So, of course, if you don't have flexibility, how are you going to bend enough to grab the foot, right? So that means you're going to have to work on more quad stretch, and then eventually you might be able to reach back and grab the foot. All right? Starting to release, raise your right arm up over the right ear to the left side, and again, finding extension, finding length as you continue to work on your quads. And let's release your hands to the floor. Lizard, walk your hands forward about a foot, and if you can, lower your forearms down. If you cannot, then keep your arms extended and just, again, keep leaning your hips forward. Good one. So again, as you lean forward, right, you're going deep into the hip stretch, into the quad stretch, into your glute stretch. It takes time for all this openness to happen, right? So it takes time. Although you've got it pretty well here, so that's a beginning of you getting more flexibility here. Eventually, you start to reshape it and go more for more depth and go deeper and deeper into the hips. Right? Flexibility is one of those things where if you don't have a lot of it, right, it's quite unpleasant sometimes, right? So you have to have patience and you have to work with better technique so that one, you can be more efficient in getting your flexibility and that it's not unpleasant, because unpleasant is when you start to give up, right? So you want to work mindfully into it and try to hold it for as long as you can, because flexibility requires that. All right, let's start to break. Walk it back in. Turn the right toes forward. Now, let's go for hamstrings. Hands to either side of the right foot, tuck the left toes under, and to the best of your abilities, you're going to lengthen the front leg. So what's important is the hands are to either side of the right ankle, right? If you're not so flexible, maybe the right knee is bending a little bit, but you're looking to lengthen the front leg the best you can with your hands supporting. Good. Yeah, stay there if you need. Let's see if I can do a little bit better for you. Now, can you walk your feet in a little bit closer? Yeah, even more. Good. There. Now, from there, walk your hands in toward the ankles and to the best of your abilities, lengthen the front leg. Yeah. Keep the back leg extended. There you go. All right, good. So now you're beginning to feel some of this, right? Whereas before you were so wide and this was probably not doing much of anything other than firing up your quads. But if you walk it in, and then with the back leg extended and you start to work on the lengthening of the front leg, you're going to get a lot more stretch. That's right. All right, so just don't go too far because then it's too much going into a split. Right. You just don't have the flexibility for that, right? So you want to walk it in a little bit closer and start with the front knee bending and then look for lengthiness like that. All right, let's break. Bend the front knee, ground the palms. Step the right foot back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, second side. Left leg up. Step the left foot forward between your hands, and the right knee comes down to the floor. Untuck the back toes. Walk your hands to the top of the thighs. And again, the action is leaning the hips forward, going into your right quad stretch. Hands press into your thighs and lean the upper torso back in opposition. So it's a back bend as well as the hips leaning forward for the quad stretch. I'm going to hold it here for a bunch of breaths. All right, let's start to break. Hands to the floor. And then turn your left toes out at an angle, and the left thigh also turns out at an angle. Right hand goes a little bit wider for better support, and then raise your left arm up and behind you, half bind. Keep leaning the hips forward. Hips forward, forward, forward. Right, but at the same time, try not to collapse onto the side. Right, hold on, come back. All right, so right now you're collapsing too much on the side. You want to lean straight forward first. Yes, and then rotate. Yeah, right? Don't collapse too much, collapsing too much. Yeah, there you go. Right? Do you see how Yvonne's hips are relatively level? So now she's getting her stretch in her quads, right? But the rotation happens at the spine where she's going this way. So it's not her dropping the hips, it's her rotating at the spine. There you go. That's right. All right, if you're binding hand to foot, go ahead and bend your right knee, reach back to grab the foot. If that's not available, that's okay. Ah, you got on this side. Okay. Ah, and I didn't see it. Okay, good. Yeah, keep working on it, yes. Also, as we keep stretching, right, the muscles start to give us more and more. So that's, yeah. So as you take a few more breaths, sometimes you end up getting more flexibility. All right, let's start to release and take both hands to the floor. Walk your hands forward about a foot and then lowering your forearms down to the floor. All right, so again, if you're not able to lower the forearms down, you have options, right? You can keep your arms extended and just lean the hips forward. Continue to work on the quad stretch, hip opener, right? If maybe you have blocks at home, right? You can take blocks to the floor and you can take or books, right? And by that elevation, that really helps for those of us where we don't quite have the forearms down yet, but through elevation, it really helps, right? So those are all options that we can take to work with whatever we have. All right, let's break. Lift the elbows back up, walk your hands back in, and turn the left toes back forward, framing the left foot, tuck the right toes under. And so again, try not to go too wide, but instead you want to start a little bit closer. And then keeping your back leg fully extended, you're going to work on lengthening the front leg the best you can. So if you're able to get full extension, then maybe you get a nice stretch to the back of the left leg. If you're not quite there yet with the hamstring stretch, right, you can always keep a slight bending of the knee and just work eventually to lengthen the front leg. Good. Good. Keep working there. All right, bend the front knee, ground the palms, stepping your left foot back plank. Inhale one breath, exhale chaturanga. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Pigeon, right leg up. Draw the right knee in. You're in a pointed toe position. The right thigh angles off to the side, 30 to 45 degrees, and land the shin to the floor. So the right thigh should be angling off to the side a little bit. So with your hands supporting, you can inch your left knee further back to lower your hips, and then untuck the toes. Then walk your hands back, elongate through the spine. So you want to feel like your hips are level. And you want to find that your right thigh is angling off to the side a little bit. Right? Once you're set, you can walk your hands forward and lower your forearms down. Right. Right, so you can take your forearms down. You can make pillows with the hands and rest your forehead, whatever you like. Now stay there with your arms. Are you able to inch your left knee further back and then lowering your hips even more? There you go. You see how much more stretch you're getting into your right glutes, right? That's what you want. You want the hips to lower toward the floor the best you can by inching your back leg back. Devashi's second class with me, but as you keep coming back and you keep repeating these poses, you start to get muscle memory. And then things will start to make better sense. You'll get into the pose a lot more fast and much more efficiently so that you don't have to keep adjusting and I don't have to keep adjusting for you because you know what it feels like and you know what to do right away. Yeah, yeah. All right, so that comes with experience and it comes with practice. All right, start to lift your torso back up. Take the right seat down and swing the left leg forward. And you're probably off to the right side a little bit, so center your seat. Let's take a leg cradle. Supporting the left foot from the underside of your foot, right? So the outside of the foot. And make sure you flex your left foot and sitting up tall. Right? Take both hands to the underside of your foot. Good. And you're going to elevate your heel as high as you can. You're going to hold it here. Now you have a little bit more. Elevate even higher. Right? So if you don't have a lot of hip opening, you could end up looking like this, and that's perfectly fine, right? Because that's your range. In time, you're looking for more range. All right? You're going to start to thread your arms underneath your right shin. So the right arm should go roughly near your ankle, and the left arm roughly near your knee. Right? And then, to the best of your abilities, if you can hug the left shin in, that's okay, that's great. If you cannot, right, you're just supporting the leg wherever you can, you're going to hug it in the best you can. Good. So this is called a leg cradle, and it's a hip opener, lower back stretch. All right, let's add some core to it. You're going to shift back toward the sacrum, free up your right leg, and then stay balancing on the shin and see if you can extend the leg and, and hold it here. So this is your subtle core. It's balance, right? As you hug that leg in with your arms, Pulling in will maybe begin to help you find the balance. And also the sacrum is a tricky spot, right? You have to just find the right spot and just gently shift back and then start to pick up the foot. As you pick up the foot, if you can stabilize there, then maybe you can extend the leg a little bit better. Now, also keep in mind, if it's difficult to balance, you can bend your right knee a little bit. Yeah, good. All right, let's see Yvonne, if she can raise her right leg higher. Yeah, there you go. And that is flexibility, right? So it's not just core strength and then counterbalancing. It's also how much flexibility in your hip flexors to elevate that heel, right? So for you right now, it's like, forget it, right? Right now, the best you can do is here. Good enough, as long as you can balance. For Yvonne, I have to make it a little bit more challenging for her. One more breath. All right, let's draw the right heel back in. Swing the left leg back and through that pigeon. Let's make your way back to down dog. Walk it out side to side. Right, by pedaling out the legs and walking out side to side, you're loosening up your muscles again and your joints and just giving some circulation back to the muscles. All right, let's come back to stillness, second side. Raise your left leg up. Draw the left knee in. And again, you're in a pointed toe position. You're beginning to angle out the left thigh off to the side. Land that shin to the floor. So you should visibly be able to see that the left thigh is angling out 30 to 45 degrees. Then with your hands on the floor, inch your right knee further back so you can lower your hips. Untuck the toes. And then elongate through the spine. So let's come back in. Right, so you want to walk it in and lengthen your spine. Walk it in even more. Right, good. You see how your hands are really far like this? I want you to walk it in and lift your torso. You see how your hips are now really high? So with your hands here, you can inch your right knee further back to lower your hips. All right. Right, stay there with your torso, your leg. Let's move it off to the side a little bit more. Good. And then inch your hips even further back. Good, there you go. All right, and then if you can, walk your hands in as well and lift your torso to vertical. Right, this is where you start to feel all that measurement. Are you level in the hips? Are you as low as you can? So if you're not as low as you can inch your knee back to lower your hips, right? And by leaning back, this is where you feel, is this the right measurement? And then walk your hands forward. Now you can stay in your forearms or you can make pillows with the hands. Let's shift the weight to your left a little bit. Good. Good. Keep working there. All right, so this should feel like a really nice stretch through the front of the right leg and the left glutes. And then your torso, your lower back should feel pretty quiet and pretty relaxed. All right, so you should feel also a nice stretch into your left thigh, left knee, left shin, left top of the foot, and the ankle. All right, because you're bent in that leg and you're putting pressure on it, right? So it's a stretch not only for your left leg, it's also for the right leg. And then it's a nice stretch also to your left glutes. All righty, let's lift the torso back up. Then take the left feet down and swing the right leg forward. You're probably off to the left side a little bit, so make sure you even out your seat. All right, then pick up the right foot with the hands to the outside of the right ankle. And make sure you flex your right foot. And then start to sit up tall. And let's stay here for a few breaths. As we're holding this, we're just letting the muscles around the hips, hip flexors, just kind of like take shape. All right, now if you're able to elevate even higher, right? So this is, again, more flexibility, just adjusting to the hip flexibility and the muscles. Now start to thread your arms underneath your right shin the best you can, and then hug that right knee in, right shin in. Right, Yvonne, flex your right foot. Yeah, there you go. All right, the reason why you want to flex your foot is because now you're pulling against your shins, right? So that means you're putting pressure to the outer right knee joint. If you disengage your leg, then you're putting a lot of pressure into it. But if you flex your feet, you're engaging the muscles around your ankles and your knees so that when you pull your tibia in, then it's less pressure because you're more stable. All right, start to shift back toward the sacrum, free up your left leg, and then see if you can pick up the foot and then extend the leg the best you can. Go slow, yeah. So maybe bending the knee and picking up the foot. Good. Right? Sometimes the thought of, oh, lifting the leg, that's not so hard. I do it every day. No, try to balance and lift the leg here. Whole different animal, right? So this really goes into flexibility, the strength of your quads and your hip flexors to lift. All right, let's break. Draw the left heel back in. Swing the right leg back and through that pigeon. Make your way back to down dog and walk it out side to side. Right, some of the things that we do in here theoretically should be easy, right? What's so hard about picking up the leg? Yeah, not that easy if you're taking a certain shape, right? All right, let's start to walk your feet forward toward your hands and gently take the seat down. All right, bending your knees, walk your heels in. All right, you can grab the back of the legs if you can. Walk your feet in, shift your toes, and again, we're going to balance here. Really hug your thighs in. All right, once you stabilize, can you extend the legs the best you can? All right, if you don't quite have the flexibility, you're here. That's perfectly fine. Just lift as high as you can. And again, theoretically, right, you're thinking, oh, you're using your arms to hug your legs in. It's not that hard. Yeah, it is. Especially if you're trying to lengthen out the legs, right? My core is firing up like crazy right now. My arms and my shoulders are fired up. My legs trying to extend, my quads are fired up. Right? So it looks easy, but it's really not. There's a lot of internal musculature happening here. Good. Right? Sometimes it's just about finding different ways of just getting there, right? All right, starting to release. Extend the legs forward, arms up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. You can grab your feet, ankles, or your shins. And again, lengthy spine, right? Neutral spine the best you can. If you have to bend your knees and flex your feet to grab the outer legs, in order to find a lengthy spine, go ahead and work there. All right, if you have full extension of your legs, you can take a forward fold with a pretty neutral spine, then work there. All right, so what we try not to do too much is this. Right? If you round the spine, that's all you're doing. There's very little tension. There's very little efficient work, right? But if you lengthen your spine and then use the hands pulling against your legs, whether it's your feet, your ankles, or your shins, right? That little added pressure with a neutral spine will really benefit you for the lower back stretch. All righty, let's break. Make your way back up with your hands supporting. Start to lower onto your back. Once you're on your back, hug the left knee in toward the chest. Left arm out to a T and twist to the right. You're rolling to the outer right hip, outer right leg for a spinal twist. Take it back to center. Switch legs, switch arms, and twist to the other direction. Take it back to center, hugging both knees in. And then once you stretch your lower back, and coming back to left and right symmetry, when you're ready, step the feet to the floor, slide the legs forward, Shavasana, final relaxation. Your feet are separated, toes are gently turning out, arms alongside the body, palms face up, eyes are closed, and let everything go for the next few minutes. Beginning to draw your breath back in, moving your fingers and your toes, gently reaching the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions, and then rolling over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. And let's take the non-dominant shin on top. And reconnecting to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer in front of the heart, bowing forward, sealing in the practice. Come up. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here today. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. My name is Stephen Chang, coming to live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through ubindi.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10 and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information on the bottom of the video, as well as my website, simhayoga.com. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.